News for Jax reporter Scott Johnson joins us live from Northwest Jacksonville. Scott.
Bruce, yeah, he just wrapped up talking about a lot of issues. He was in town to talk about some issues with respect to insurance reform. But we did ask him about this latest shooting, specifically this being the 5-year since the Parkland massacre happened. So I talked to the governor about that, and he tells me that the state has done a lot. He thinks the state is safer than it was 5 years ago. The sheriff of Jacksonville, TK Waters, also here echoing that same sentiment. Here's a little of what Governor DeSantis had to say about things the state has done to protect schools since Parkland.
I can tell you that if you look since I've been governor, what we've done over $1 billion to bolster school security. We've worked hard to bring accountability to folks who maybe could have done something to prevent this guy from being in this position, whether it was removing the sheriff of the county, whether it was having the school security grand jury, which has led to the removal of some of the school board members. You've seen the superintendent replaced. And so I took it very seriously to say, you know, if there's never accountability, then these things are more likely to happen again.
And Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters also on hand here telling me specifically in Jacksonville, he says schools are safer, saying what happened in Parkland and also what happened in Uvalde, Texas around a year ago have been lessons for the agency, and you go in immediately, you don't ask questions if there is, heaven forbid, some sort of active shooter situation on a campus. We are live in Northwest Jacksonville. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.
Now, the shooting in Michigan State comes 5 years to the day since the mass shooting in Parkland. 17 people were killed, students and staff. A moment of silence was held at 10:17 this morning, the moment the violence began that Valentine's Day in 2018. This image was taken today outside Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It's of a plaque with the names of all the victims. Some of their families and survivors have become very vocal gun control advocates. The father of 14-year-old Jamie Gutenberg talked about how his life has changed and how a Florida hockey team supported the Parkland families through the past 5 years.
Tuesday, we're going to spend privately with my daughter at the cemetery, which is how we've done it every year. You know, the past 5 years has been a series of amazing people and organizations that have helped us to go forward and get through it. For me, the Florida Panthers is one of those organizations. My son grew up playing ice hockey. We have a deep personal connection with the Florida Panthers family, and they have gone out of their way since the shooting to always recognize our families, the community, to commemorate every year, and in fact, may be the only sports team with a permanent memorial inside their building dedicated to our 17 families.
You'll notice flags flying at half-staff statewide today. It is in honor of those who died in Parkland.